Hello, Greg from Balloon Market here, and welcome to BMTV. I hope you are well. This week we have to thank Chris Horn and Melanie Allen for the shows for the last couple of weeks. It was really great to work with both of them. Melanie doing her alpaca and Chris actually physically being here beside me. We had the screen between us, but it's just something far more fun. There's far more energy when you've got somebody right next to you. And it was just great to see Chris and Jake. Jake came down as well and recorded a show. So you'll meet Jake on BMTV in the coming months. So yes, thank you to all of you guys. Right, I also have to apologise for last week and the bubbles. I'm apologising because not everybody got the bubbles that they wanted. Unfortunately, that is just a stock situation. We're not getting what we've got on order and what we received is 4 or 5% of what we have on order. So obviously it's not going to be enough to satisfy everybody's needs. And as you will know, every other wholesaler and distributor is the same. They get whatever they get in and it just goes out. And it is just crazy. When is it going to be okay? Are things going to be back to normal? I honestly don't know. I'm going to put my finger in the air and say next year early, if things might improve. That's what I feel. I don't know. There'll be more bubbles that will come in between now and then, but to get any sort of normality, I think is going to be early next year. And I know that Dan in America and Marie here in the UK, both from Pioneer, are working their absolute hardest to improve that situation. So, yeah, bear with us. There were a few comments. I put a post out there on social media saying what the situation was, and there were a few comments, and I thought it'd be quite a good opportunity to explain the reasons why we do certain things. One of the comments was about how we should send emails before the product is live on the website, because I think people were worried that if it's live on the website, other people could come in and swoop in before you get a notification saying that it's back in stock. And that is the case. But of course, people just wouldn't know about it until they're told about it. And so the reason we have to put it live first is it's all to do with our system. So our stock system, we book the bubbles in. Stock system talks to the website and says, hey, we've got these in. Can you turn yourself back on? So the website turns the product back on. And then at that point, on the website, the emails are like, okay, we've got to tell everybody that product's back in. And that is the system, and that's how it works. Now, last year, we were sending all the emails at one time automatically. And because there were so many last year emails going out at one time in the back end of our website, it basically crashed the whole thing. So now we've got functionality that we dispatch the emails 50, 100. It's normally a couple of hundred at a time. And then we leave it for a minute or two, and then we dispatch some more, leave it for another 5 minutes, dispatch some more. And it does mean they are going out slower, but we know that the system can't cope with the number of notifications that we've got. So, but it's not, we're not waiting half an hour between sending them. And then of course a lot of people come to the website at once, which leads me to the next issue, and that was the speed of the website when people were trying to order. It didn't crash. I saw a couple of people did say that it crashed. It didn't actually crash. We're watching it so closely when we book in any bubbles. It didn't crash, but it did go very slowly. And we are told by our web people it's because so many people go to that single page on the website at one time. We had more people on the website than we have ever had on the website at one time before. So that is the reason. I think somebody actually commented it does work. You just have to have patience. And it is absolutely the case. You just have to have patience. It is slightly better on a PC than on your phone, but I know many people did actually order successfully on their phone. And of course, the other thing we had to do is limit the number of bubbles per customer. Just like Pioneer, choose how many we're going to get based, we ordered however many we ordered, and we only got 4 or 5%. They have to choose how many we're going to get, and other customers to them as well. So other distributors, etc. So we had to do the same. And last time it was 20 because we got more in. This time we had to limit it to 10. But some of you obviously tried to order more than once to try and bypass that system. And I have to be honest and say I'd probably do exactly the same. There was one person that placed 10 orders But we do put it there for a reason. We are trying to get balloons to as many people as possible. If we were to have no limit, I think the first 5 people would buy everything that we had. Well, maybe not 5, maybe 20, but would buy everything that we had. So we want to try and give a chance to as many people as possible with those bubble balloons. So we did refund anybody that ordered more than 10. We did refund them for anything above 10 that they had ordered and cancelled those orders. So apologies that we had to do that, but it's the only way we could have the right number of balloons for everybody, or as many people as possible. So yes, again, I apologise. It is a demand thing. I really do hope things calm down soon and get back to normal soon. But in this situation, that's what we have to do. So I hope that clears it up a little bit. I would request, though, that if you are going to phone up, just be nice. The guys at the end of the phone, they're absolutely doing their best. And when people are screaming at them down the phone, honestly, it doesn't make them want to help you. But I also just don't really like people feeling sad because they've been abused on the phone. So yes, I would politely request that you're nice if you do phone up. We like nice people. We're not so keen on the not nice people. So yes, please be nice. Right, another thing I need to talk about now is something else that's not great news, to be honest. And it is the Pingdemic, as the press are calling it. So that is where people are getting pinged on the COVID app and having to isolate, and the problems that is leading to. So obviously the government the other week just said, okay, everybody's free to go out and party and meet up with your friends and do whatever. But if you do get pinged by the app, you've still got to isolate for 10 days. Which of course caused problems because people have been out, people have been to the football, people have been to Wimbledon, people have been to, that was before obviously it went completely okay to go everywhere, but because of the lovely weather, people are going out, people are meeting up, and lots of people are therefore coming in contact with people who've got COVID and are being told to isolate. And that is causing problems. Touch wood, on the day of filming, it hasn't caused problems here in our building. But it might by the time you watch this. We're filming this on Friday, it's going out next Thursday. It might have had an effect there, which would obviously slow service down. Where we have noticed it is with delivery drivers. So we were speaking to Parcel Force yesterday. From one depot, just one depot, 16 drivers were having to isolate. So that, imagine they were taking out 100 deliveries a day. It might be more than that. 100 deliveries a day. So that is 1,600 deliveries that were not made. Maybe some of their colleagues picked some of them up, but then that would happen the next day and the next day and the next day, and you can see very easily how a backlog could build up. So, and more people might end up going off isolating. So you can see how that would affect drivers and couriers. So what we're saying is that we think, it might have happened by the time you watch this, that things could potentially slow down from a delivery point of view. I saw an article from Martin Lewis. It is Martin Lewis, isn't it? The money saving experts, and he was talking about Royal Mail being exactly the same. So they're having problems for that same reason. They're not drivers necessarily, but they are having a lot of people having to isolate. So my advice is, as it is normally every November when Black Friday is coming around, is order as far in advance as you possibly can. So please, if you do need something urgently next week, order it as early as you can to make sure you get it next week. As I say, I really hope this doesn't get worse, but it might get worse, and just cover all bases and order as far in advance as you possibly can. Another example of it is I was on my way home the other night. Mrs. B, before I left, called me and said, can you pick up a bag of salad? So I went to Morrison's, which is on the way home. No bags of salad at all, not a single bag of salad. And so I thought, I'll just carry on, I'll pick it up at Tesco, which is also on the way home. And went into Tesco, there was one bag of salad, and it was shredded iceberg that I had to get. So it wasn't quite what we were after, but I didn't understand why. It's like, how could it be the same in Morrison's and Tesco? And then I saw the news the next morning, and it explained it's because of this Pingdemic. So many people, I think it was 600,000 adults were isolating at some point last week, which is why so many drivers and businesses are suffering because they just can't get things delivered. So yes, it's definitely worth considering. And as I say, my advice would be order, even if you order from us or anybody else, order as far in advance as you possibly can, just to play it safe, really. Right, some good news. We had Chris Horn down last week. Did our first training with Chris this year, and in fact it's the first training Chris has done this year as well. It was much smaller than it would be normally because of COVID, and even though we didn't have to wear masks, we found that everybody was still more comfortable wearing masks, and then when they were at their own working station, they were taking their masks off. So it was quite nice. It was warm, I have to say. It was quite warm. The air conditioning was struggling a little bit, but it was round at the football club, and it was, you know, where we do all our training, and it was great. They've had a bit of a refurb there at the football club as well. So yes, really, really good. Good to see Chris, good to see Jacob again, and I think it was a roaring success. It was lovely to see everybody come down. We had somebody from Cardiff, a couple from Yorkshire, and somebody from Warrington as well, came all the way down to Southampton. So thank you guys. Thank you for making that journey from wherever you came from. And it was really, really nice to see everybody. There is going to be more Chris Horn AmScan training, and I've no idea when because I forgot to write it down. So we'll put dates on the screen of courses that we've got confirmed already. But yeah, it was really great to see Chris again. Now, speaking of heat, some of you I've seen on social media are struggling with working with balloons in the heat and outside. Well, I've got a bit of a solution for you. Head over to the Very Best Balloon blog, and Sue Bowler wrote an article all about that back at the end of June. She's worked in the industry for many, many years. If you're not aware of the Very Best Balloon blog, just go and have a look at it. Even, I would recommend making it a bookmark on your computer. Just hit your little star or whatever it is on your browser, make it a bookmark, because you can refer back to it again and again and again. And if you're on your phone, you can make it a little icon on your phone, so you just hit it and you can get there at any time. So yeah, Sue is fantastic. But yeah, some good advice I just thought, because it is so hot at the moment and people are struggling. Go and have a read of that. Lots of advice on there. Right, now let's go from the heat to the cold. Not really, Christmas. I was just trying to do some sort of smooth segue. I think it failed a little bit. But anyway, yes, Christmas. Megan did say, shall I bring some of the Christmas stock in, ready for BMTV? I said, it's a bit early. It's 28 degrees outside. I don't think we need the Christmas stock just yet. But I am going to talk about it. And the reason I'm going to talk about it is because every year after a season, so after last Christmas, we reduce our prices by 20% for the Christmas stock. And then as we get closer to Christmas the following year, so this year, we put it back up. That is going to happen on the 2nd of August. So if you want to grab yourself a bargain for Christmas, go over to balloonmarket.co.uk, click on clearance. I always do that, like I'm actually clicking on it. Click on clearance and then click on seasonal, and you will be able to see what we've got. We've actually still got quite a lot. So if you do want to grab yourself a bargain, it's a really good opportunity to get a good selection of Christmas stock in. Now, of course, it wouldn't be Christmas, would it, without elves? Elves, elves, elves. The last few years, people have gone crazy for those little blighters. But we've got some new Christmas stock in. I'm just thinking, we've got little leather jackets for elves as well now. We've got people are dressing them up in all sorts of different ways. But the reason I'm saying about it is because of obviously super stuffers are a big part of that. People put the elves inside a stuffed balloon. They using the super stuffer and gifts and whatever else, and they give it as a gift. You can use it year round, but we've noticed that at Christmas, I mean last September, October and November, the demand for those super stuffer machines was absolutely massive. So we've got a lot in right now. So we've ordered in advance and they are here, they are available. If you are thinking the demand is probably going to go up again in September, October, November. So if you are thinking of getting one of these, now is probably a good time to get one. We've got them in stock. We can send them out the same day and you'll get it the following day. But of course, the super stuffers I don't know if you even saw the show, because it was a long time ago. I think it was 5 years ago. We did a show with Mark Drury from Qualitex, and that was really introducing the super stuffer to everybody. And since then, the demand has just, I don't know why, it's just gone absolutely crazy But yeah, but anyway, what I was going to say is super stuff is useless without stuffing balloons. Here we are. We've got plain stuffing balloons in at the moment. These are the Sempertex ones. In fact, if you are thinking of getting a super stuffer, but you're not quite there yet, you might want to get yourself a bag of stuffing balloons just in case, because I don't know what the stock availability is going to be like. We've got plenty of these at the moment. They are just the plain ones, but I don't know what availability is going to be like. So you might want to get yourself, if you've got a super stuffer machine now, you might want to get some of those. Anyway, so yes, we have those, which transitions me over to the stock side of the show. Let's talk about this next level birthday. Perfect for anybody that is into computer games. So if you're an adult, if you're a teenager, if you're a child, this is for you. So it's called Level Up Birthday. We've got the napkins, the cups, the plates, the table cover, the candle, the super banner, and a pack of latex balloons, all from Amscan. Now, and then we move over here. Now, these are new balloons from Party Deco. We've inflated a couple over here. Megan just really wanted to see this one, this mushroom slash toadstool. What's the difference in a mushroom and a toadstool? I don't know. That's the question of the week. What's the difference in a mushroom and a toadstool? I know I could Google it, but yeah, somebody tell me. And then we've got this one over here, this strawberry. Now, Party Deco, we love their balloons, we love their packaging, but as you can see, the packaging for the smaller balloons, the 18-inch size, much smaller than these. This is the standard size packaging traditionally for 18-inch balloons, and that's what they're putting the bigger balloons in. It just means it's better for the environment, but you've also got more space. So if you've got smaller balloon packages, it means you can get more on your slat wall if you're a retailer, or if you're working at home and you have a space and you have slat wall on there, again, it just provides you with more space. So that's great. Here we have the Edding 750 pens. So you might have seen Melanie last week on the show. She was using the white one for the details of her alpaca that she did on BMTV. We've also got the silver and the gold. And speaking of gold, this is actually real gold, I think. It's called gilding flakes, which I believe is just really, 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 really skinny gold that people use for all sorts of things. But we're seeing people putting this into balloons now as well. So we've got this in. I've been told not to open it because the air conditioning is on, and apparently it just goes everywhere. It's so light, it goes everywhere. So yeah, it weighs next to nothing. It actually says 200 millilitres, so they use millilitres rather than grams because it is so light. But there you go, you've got a tub of that size. And Vicky did something the other day, and she double stuffed balloons, so a clear balloon on the outside, and put those gold flakes in there as well. So really, really nice. Over here, Megan brought these up because she just said we're starting to see people buying them again. I mean, really kind of ramping up. And I've no idea why. So, but she said, here, just show these. These are the anagram orbs balloons, and they're just the ones that are the animal patterns. So you've got your leopard and your zebra and your snakeskin, etc. And then we come over here, and this, as you can see, is all about the farm. So we've got leopard, that's not leopard print, that's cow print latex balloons from Qualitex. We've got a Grabo balloon here. We've got some cow spots from Bell Bal as well. We've got this balloon, anagram balloon here. We've got the cow inflated, that bad boy. And then we've got this fish here. Now, you might not traditionally think of a fish being a farm animal, but I'll come to that. And then we've got the happy birthday, we've got the tractor on there, we've got the farmyard, we've got the cups, the plates, the napkins, and I've got a couple of farm animals as well. Now, I'm not sure why the popularity of the farm stuff has increased, but we think it could possibly be something to do with Jeremy Clarkson. Now, if you've not watched Clarkson's Farm, it's on Amazon Prime, and I recommend it. I wasn't really that interested to start with, but then my daughter started watching it and said it was really good. I like Jeremy Clarkson. I've always liked Top Gear. Jeremy Clarkson being irreverent in cars is great. But on a farm, I was like, what's that going to be about? But I watched it. It's really, really good. And last week on the show with Melanie, I actually said that they weren't going to have a second series. Well, they've announced since then that there is going to be a second series, which is great. But yeah, highly recommend it. You see a different side of Jeremy Clarkson, and it's quite emotional. The last show, there's a montage of everything he's experienced over the year. It's a good watch. So anyway, we think that might be the reason why we've seen an increase in that. Could be completely wrong, could have nothing to do with that at all. Right, that is it from me this week. The question of the week is, what's the difference in a mushroom and a toadstool? Leave your answers down below on Facebook and on YouTube if you know. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and if you've not subscribed, please do hit that subscribe button, hit the little bell icon, and that way you'll be notified every time we upload a new video. Stay safe, stay happy. Look forward to seeing you again next week. Bye.